Warning, we're just having fun. If you take stuff too serious, this channel may not be for you, buddy. Hi-ho, hi-ho, it's off to work we go. I paid 2 bits to see her. Guys, grab your purse. Let's go to work. It's take your trailer to work day here in Pike County. Today we're gonna go snatch up that old half haul. What's a half haul, you ask? Well, the half haul is the meanest, and I mean meanest, tow truck in the game. She is a miniature U-Haul truck, and the box has been cut in half. The gentleman I bought this truck from had done that in the past, but he put the top back on with some self-tappers and silicone, but I just whoop, took her right back off. And we've been using her as a work rig out here at the new place, and she's due for a little love, okay? That's how you say it nicely. Don't worry about important things like the clutch leaking off or the throwout bearing screaming, you know, stuff like that ain't that important. What is important is these rusty grandpa saw blade wheels. I hate those. So we gotta get a good looking wheel on her. I refuse to have damn high temp racing brake fluid with those kind of wheels, okay? Just don't do this rig justice. So she might get a little wheel and tire action. She does need a clutch. We're gonna mess with all of that. And you know, we may look at capping this since that's nice and razor sharp, and it could probably even use a slightly bigger gas tank than what we got here. Dragging crap around is hard because there ain't really no plate or nothing back here, so we may want to address that. And if we're going to keep this a tow rig setup like we got, we may want to come up with something better than 3 ratchet straps to hold that in. She just needs the basics, guys. You know, a quick connect crane and better wheels. When we complete this mission, this will be our SOV, Special Operations Vehicle. Now, speaking of special operations, it's been rumored that these camo shirts sold out because SEAL Team 6 bought 3 each. They wanted 3 each of them. I totally made that up. Our camouflage shirts did become available last week. Maybe there's some still available. We didn't have a lot and they were selling good. You can check. Also, we have our last week going of our sale tab on our website where we're trying to get rid of some odds and ends, and just add it to your cart. Boom, it slashes the price for you. We appreciate all the support there. But we do have something to do to this before we just load her up and take her. Well, hello there, good looking. Now I know what you're thinking. What the heck is the U-Haul doing here? Well, the U-Haul happens to have a few parts we may need. That's right, she's up next to the main stage. Yeah, we're gonna strip a few parts off of her. And don't worry, anything we take off, we're obviously gonna replace. I want to be able to drive this thing, but I want to put steelies on the half haul, and I thought maybe I'd like some steelies painted the orange color. And that's what we happen to have right here. 9 months ago-ish, I bought some 18-inch steelies for this thing. So I'm not saying that's what we're gonna put back on there, but it's probably what we're gonna put back on there. We're also gonna rob the very custom gas tank. That's right, that old girl right there. So let's grab our old gas tank right here because we got some draining to do. Gotta go drain that thing. I don't think I filled up in a while, so hopefully this 5 gallons will hold her. Man, that's a cool looking design right there. And hopefully we got what we need in here. What the hey? I didn't know we had pressure washer nozzles in there. Pop that cap off where she can breathe a little better. I guess we're gonna see how much we got here. There we go, got that baby prop just right. pressure dropped a little bit, so where she was spraying changed just a hair. Well, that's okay. Nothing like the smell of gas in the morning. Well, I think she's pretty well done tinkling at this point. As you've seen, them quick release custom mounting straps came right off. Oh yeah, not bad for sitting for a good couple weeks now. Ain't no sense in hauling that trash home with us, so we're gonna ditch it. And I want to find us another spare wheel and tire, even if it's flat, for this thing real quick. Should be good enough to get us to the house anyhow. Boy, what kind of rookie kills her on the ramps, huh? Good enough for now. Most folks don't know it, but that flat tire actually works as a parking brake as well. Oh, alright. Get out of here, geese. Y'all ain't gonna land on that pond. It ain't there no more. Damn broke, it's gone. You better hang the Leroy and head south, because you ain't gonna find it here. Let's get these wheels and tires inside. Careful, you don't want to scratch the cap. Now here's the reason I wanted to get that one off that truck, guys. This style Stilly here will clear our disc brakes up front, because she's fancy and has disc. So we may not have matching wheels on this thing, but she'll still roll, and we can even drive it if we need to. Slam her down. Oh, come on. It ain't that damn low. There we go. So we'll get her building some air pressure. That should pick her up a hair. Apparently, we got an air leak here. I'm gonna let her down on our makeshift jack stand right there, and hopefully droop that enough where we can get that one on. This turned into work, didn't it? So what's going on these 14-inch steel beauties of wonder? Now you know what's behind door number 1, no longer a gas tank, but what's behind good old door number 2? Show them there, sausage wagon! Oh baby, right there we've got 27 by 8.5 by 14 inches of Mud Grip Deluxe. When you ask what brand they are, guys, always just look for that specific tire size on Amazon or eBay. Whoever has the cheapest, that's who I go with. The first time we were doing cleanup and I was driving around over here with the HAWL, guys, just in that sand, I was spinning like crazy on the grandpa saw blades. So we gotta get something, it ain't 4-wheel drive, but we gotta get something with some better traction. And I think those qualify as better traction. Now, will they clear our truck? Hell, I don't know. We'll find out. Don't you worry about that. So, I'm gonna take these, drop them off where they get mounted and balanced with my boys over at the tire shop. And today's Labor Day, so if you're off work, happy Labor Day. I'm doing about a half a day, and me and the whole family, we're gonna go to that old Top Golf, and we're gonna see who the best swinger is. 4.
Thank you.
Good job, baby. May have found the bushes back there. Hopefully we can swing this out of here better than I can swing that golf club. Now luckily that thing's quick connect, but do not worry, she will get another one, and it too will be quick connect. Oh, I didn't need old righty anyhow. I don't think our left two fingers here work anymore, so we didn't need them anyhow. Smash my hand, we ain't friends no more. What a beauty, what a rig. We're gonna start with giving her a very basic makeover, and that's really easy to do when all you gotta do is get all the obnoxious stuff off of it, like your crane. Oh, you seek the king, you get the old chicken sign off of her. I kind of want to put her stickers on here that say HAWL, but at the same time I don't want to ruin this thing because it's pretty cool as is, so I think we'll just take her off for now. The one episode we installed some American flags, but they didn't even make it through one thunderstorm. So we'll pull off that install kit. She's practically looking like a brand new truck already. Though she seems to drive fine with that flat tire, I think the first thing we're gonna address is our wheels and tires. And speaking of wheels and tires, look at the meat and potatoes on this thing right here. Holy cow. Now these are the same tires we've been using, and I don't know if it's just that wheel color that kind of makes it boom, just look that much more aggressive, but those things look tougher than an overcooked steak. You know what it is? They look like they belong on a damn bobcat. That's what it is. Yep, we try and get all fancy like old Mortsky up there with all of his bobcat, you know, heavy equipment, all the things that just make his life so easy. This truck's basically gonna be a bobcat when we get done with it. Actually, it's probably gonna be more capable than a bobcat, if I'm being honest. So the front of this thing actually sits up pretty good. I don't know if we're gonna have to lift it at all to clear or just to make it look better. Boy, I bet it made clear. Most people think that's a dent. It's not. It's actually a tire holder. You roll that sucker right there, boom, holds her perfect. Little looby dooby. Oh, get the saw blade off. And let's see what old Girthy looks like here. Coming down, coming down. She looks like a U-Haul in an army tank had a damn baby. We're at 28 1/4. We're gonna try to take it up 2 inches. That's about 1.5 inches right there, and I kind of like that. It just kind of makes the truck look like it's standing up straight, like it's standing with some posture. So that's our goal. We're gonna lift her 1.5 inches in the front. Now I've never done this with a coil spring front end before. My idea, I don't know if it's gonna work, we're gonna take the coil out, try to build 1.5 inch spacer to put on top of the coil spring, try to put it back in and see what happens. Or we may build a spacer to put underneath the coil spring. Either way, it's getting a spacer. Give her the bounce test. I think she's good. Mazda Courier, whoever designed this body mount, they didn't play around. No sir, they took cab mount serious. Don't worry about that speed hole right there. Now we're not here to worry about how crusty and rusty all this crap is. We're just trying to get her lifted. To drop our coil out, all we gotta do is we gotta get our shock out. You know they're always nice and rusty on there. We need to probably drop our sway bar end link right there, and then pull the upper ball joint nut, whatever. Get the rust off her and hit her with a little looby dooby. Find us a socket for down here. Oh yeah, that's her. That thing came off so easy, it was throwing looby dooby everywhere. Kind of surprising, our our bolt ain't all rusted out there. Now we ain't gonna talk about the rest of the condition of this thing, okay? She's good enough. Next we're gonna try to pull this shock off. So we're gonna snipe her in a little lube in on them babies. They look about like a 12-ish. There's one. There's two. Let me show you how to do good old number 3. Doing her that way, you don't fight the nuts up there. And bonus, you get to smell burning rubber. Kind of like last week with that old GMC. Oh yeah, she was getting buck nasty. Now we should be able to wiggle worm that right out of there. Yep, she could probably use a replacing. And a pro tip, guys, as I go, we use this stuff on that, so I kind of set it together. Our socket with our 2 shock bolts. I guess our old shock here, we can set her with that. There we go. So lastly, to drop this out, we gotta get this nut up here. Knock off some of that dirt where we can see, and I see our cotter pin here. Kind of get her bent straight and give her a couple love taps. And right there, the head of that's just starting to back out. Next, you reach up in there with them old side cutters like that, and you just grip her a little bit and you pry. Grip, pry, and boom, she comes right out. There's one thing I learned when in the Air Force, it's that these old dikes are your best friends for cotter pinning. Trying to get as much debris off that, since we're not gonna replace our ball joint. We want to get as much crap off of it as we can so we don't tear it up. If I remember correctly, I think she's a 17. That's money. Now I know from experience the coil springs on these trucks can't really shoot out of there, but still, we're gonna chain that thing just in case. Then we're gonna put a jack underneath it before we remove that and start dropping it down. I know I play around a lot, but it's kind of hard to bounce back from a coil spring shooting through you. There's our safety chain. Torque broke easy. She came right off. Next, we're gonna beat on our spindles with our hammer. Oh yeah, she popped right out. See that? You also see how loose that is from being worn out? Don't worry about that. We're gonna slowly drop her down here. Slowly drop her down. There we go. Gonna turn our wheel to give us a little relief on our brake line there. What I found on these is you get that baby right on the backside and just push her over that edge, boom, you got her free. Now I can just imagine how fun it's gonna be going back together with a spacer underneath that. We're gonna have to have some type of a spring compressor here. There we go, come to sweet papa. Now I've never had spring compressors, guys, so I bought these and hopefully they're good to us. I'm not convinced they're gonna work for what we're trying to do, but let's figure out our spacer, then we'll figure out getting the spring back in. Our spring here is about 4.5 inches. 4.5 inches wide anyhow. Let's have a quick gander in the scrap cabinet. 4.5 inches, she's perfect. So that will probably sit down in that A-arm pretty decent. And by decent, I mean absolutely perfect. So we could cut that, put a plate on top of this, and then we'll need something inside here to keep that centered. Well, the old scrap cabinet delivers again. I was planning on cutting plates, but you see these bag plates and how they're slotted and universal for basically everything. I hate these things. I hate them because when you go to weld gussets to them, there ain't no material to weld to because it's all slotted. But for something like this, it would be perfect. And since our scrap cabinet always has what we need, this may be too big. Yeah, just a little too big there, so not quite lucky enough for that. Now we're getting redneck. Guys, it ain't gotta be pretty. It's just gotta work. We got some heavy wall C channel here. Survey says, oh, snug, perfect fit, guys. I'll take it. Yeah, I'm that not picky for this one, okay? So we're going for a total lift of 1.5 inches. This right here is 3/16. So it's gonna sit on top of this. So we need to cut this 1 5/16 inches. Oh, baby. We're gonna get the old evolution saw out to play. 1 5/16 inches. And I'm gonna tell you guys right now, as long as you line that up exactly where you want it, this saw is so accurate, it ain't even funny. I hit her with a little looby dooby. We're gonna see what she can do. And what she can do is make a ridiculously accurate cut all the way around. Blows my mind every time, guys. And since I have faith this is gonna work, I'm just gonna mark us out another piece there and whew, give her the Cheeto chop. That's her name now, Cheeto chop. So if you're trying to clamp something in your Cheeto chop and it's trying to go crooked because that piece ain't long enough, just take that piece you just cut and just put it over there so you can clamp her. Unholster that bad mamma jamma and you check them babies out, and it's hard to get much more accurate than that unless you're getting all fancy and slapping her in a lathe or something, okay? Now we're getting real desperate here for some clamping. And this right here is why we keep stuff in our scrap cabinet, guys. That piece right there, almost perfect for what we need, and that's all we ended up wasting right there. We may end up needing her for the back because I don't know what we're doing back there yet. But for now, DUN, this baby's done. Muff them ears, you don't want to be deaf when you're 40. Knock the crud off of them. This I'm just going to weld the outside, so I even gave her a little bevel. Next, I'm going to set this down on here. And we're going to kind of just use our eagle eye here and get her centered up. Right at 1/2 inch all the way around, nailed it. We're a little rusty on the welding, but that's okay. She's 3 inches long, so we just need to find us something with a 3-inch circle. Kind of like our 3-inch hole saw right here. Pretty much gonna do a repeat process. And I'm trying to mark this out. That proves my point how there's never any material here to weld to or anything. So got us a mark here and a mark over here. So we can just kind of line her up the best we can right in there. We're gonna take that coil spring. Money, guys. She looks pretty well centered around there. It ain't perfect, but good enough type stuff. We're gonna get that crap off there because we're gonna wire wheel that a little bit. Oh yeah, that looks a little better. We're gonna clean that up a hair because we may have to tack it, weld it, keep her from slipping around. I don't know, let's find out. Y'all hear that? If them old sirens are wailing, then we got some shit on our website, we're sailing, okay? Y'all better get it while it's hot, because once them sirens stop, then the prices no longer drop, and they head back up to the top. How long y'all gonna run them things? Another 10 minutes? Hell. I ain't got nothing better to do. Thank you. Damn near had me defeated there. I think we're gonna have to try compressing this to even get it in there. Slap a little looby-dooby on them threads anyhow. Then maybe we can use these bolts that I thought we'd probably never be able to use because they were so long, but luckily I didn't get rid of them. So we may be on to something here.
Should I stand back?
Not yet, but we're getting there.
How you knock the teeth out of the safety chain there?
Something does happen, which I don't think we're gonna have an issue, but if it does, at least that kind of keeps her strapped to our vise here. Here we go. Our bolts don't seem to be struggling, nothing's looking crazy. Didn't really expect it to, but the next question is, one, can we get this thing back in the truck? And then two, can we get our spring puller majiggers back off? We're probably already in bad shape because that probably ain't gonna let it go up in there, is it? Well, crap. Guys, we're gonna have to flip-flop our bolts so the head's up and the threads are down. Dang camera died, but I wasn't so worried about getting you a new battery as I was getting a chain around that thing. Man, I think getting this wiggled in there may be a little tricky. We'll see. I don't think we're even gonna be close to getting that thing shoved in there. So I took that all apart, and we got this style of spring compressor too. So I'm gonna see if we can compress it with that and then somehow retain it with them. Dang it. Two quick tacks where that'll be easy to take out of there if we need to. Don't want a full commit here. We'll use our damn brain and just take that caliper off or we get it out our way. If we cut this thing where the angle and leave a little lip for that to still catch on, we may be able to make something work. What can I say? She's custom. Ratchet strap that, back that away, which got me to be able to push that up over that edge just a hair. I've got her double chained. We're sitting over that lip really good. I think the only chance this thing has at all of pushing actually up in there, we're gonna have to get these out. And to get them out, I think the only way we can even think about doing that is by cutting those bolts. There's two. Got all of our bits and pieces out of there. We may pull this SOB off. If you take a little look-see, I got our chain wrapped around this. We're gonna have to drop this down. We got a lot of weight on that one jack right now. So we're gonna drop that down. That chain's gonna hold that. We got her double bolted this time. Reposition our jack, and then hopefully we can index our spindle to get that ball joint started. I can't quite get her pushed down enough to get a thread. Hey, there she is. There she is. And I guarantee you, we start driving this thing around like this and we're gonna find out how tough these old ball joints are. There we go, that's a sweet sound. Got her lined up, ready for a cotter pin. Ditch her custom puller. Old ball joint tugger, that's what that is. And trust me, we've got her jacked up. Slow and steady is just fine with me. There she goes. Damn old Datsun trailer right there, y'all see that? They come by here again, that'll be mine. Coil's caught on that lip right there, but a couple love taps and boom, she's right down in place. I guarantee y'all that ain't going nowhere, even if it wanted. Ain't no need in putting a brand new cotter pin in her, so just slap our old one right back in. Now our front sway bar end link, we ain't gonna worry about that because obviously we're building a rock crawling rig, so we want max articulation. There it is. Put some articulation up in this situation. We're also gonna put our brake pads back up in this situation. First, you wanna get your leaf out of it. Oh, torque are good. Our last thing to look at is our shock. I got us new shocks for all the way around. I don't know what to say besides obviously, very obviously, these are not gonna fit, guys. And why are they not gonna fit? I don't know, maybe because we just put a damn spacer cup with C channel right in the way. Maybe at some point I'll pull my head out of my rear and we'll get this buttoned up. We'll ditch that sway bar and build us some custom shock mounts before we pull that back apart. So this is how you spend entirely too much time doing something that only half works. Honestly, guys, I think we nailed it. It's perfect. Now, did this take all day? Maybe so. Do we still have another side to do? Quite possibly. Will the other side take as long? Oh man, I sure hope not. We're gonna hope this side goes a little better. Shit the bed, guys. I thought I had the camera running. This thing, she just went right up into place this time. I used all thread and got it to compress a little more, because as you compressed her, you could trim it down. And then getting it started in this side. Now that we had a game plan and not a brake hose holding us up, went hell of a lot smoother. There it is, guys. That one side, figuring it out, took the better part of a good day. I mean, it was whipping me. But we didn't give up. I was this close. I mean, I was that close, guys. This side probably took less than an hour to do everything. I don't get scared a lot. Like, I know I do some fun stuff or whatever, but I never really feel in danger. Them coil springs were making me feel dangerous on the first side. Our second side here wasn't so bad because, like I said, I kind of knew what to do. Using that all thread helped it suck down a little better. Low profile. They're not low profile anymore, I guarantee you that. But them meaty tires and seeing that coil spring down there, she damn near looks like a Humvee. She's basically a Hummer now. Hummers don't have shocks, do they? Let's get our tires mounted on the back to see how much it lifts it, to see if we're level, and make sure we ain't doing the Oklahoma squat like them Carolina boys. Oh, you damn right, baby. I know y'all seen that first generation S10 pulling a damn 20-foot trailer like it meant business. Just another damn Pot County. Tire size, I repeat, there's her tire size. 3,000 people's gonna ask in the comments. There she is. Hey, speaking of comments, someone keeps knocking off my logo and using my logo, saying reply to my Telegram messenger. Guys, I don't even know what that crap is. It ain't me, so it's a scammer. And they're like, hey, you just won a 2023 Silverado. Do I look like I can afford a 2023 Silverado, much less one to give away? Unfortunately, we live in a world where people would rather scam you out of money instead of just work for the damn thing. Or work for some money, I mean. So, don't get got by the scammers. Let's see what she looks like here. She looks pretty good, guys. I don't think she looks too low in the back. Hell, I think she looks pretty level. I got one good eye, one bad eye. One's nearsighted, one's farsighted, and my concrete's crooked, but looks good to me. That stance and them tires made that front bumper look a lot meaner. Now Humvees, that's what she is. She's basically a Humvee Sav half haul. She's confused right now. What do you see Humvees doing all the time? They're pulling damn cannons around, okay? Humvees, they tow. They got a mean tow game. Well, this thing would have a mean tow game if it had something to tow with. And that's what we got right there, the old Harbor Freight Special. The bumpers they put on these are no joke, guys. Good thick metal. It like full interlocks to this box frame. What I'm saying is we can build off of it and not have to worry. Something about 22 inches would work. Projects like these are where we really just don't have a damn to give. So we just use what we can find and we don't get picky at all. It looks like I've used up a lot of our square tubing. We better check our racks in here, you never know. And we really ain't got nothing up here to use neither. Slap some exhaust pipe up there. I got more C channel, how about we just use some of that there? Pull her out of there. Like I said, 22 inches. Let's kind of play with this here and see what we can figure out. We could set that there. Then you drop it. Then boom, just bring her right over the top. What's wrong with that? Let's clean up right in here and on there. Well, I guess we need to clean our nasty metal too. We can't get no work done now that old Lieutenant Dunn showed up.
Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play. Over. Come in, over. Under. I'm gonna go sit at the intersection and just look at cars.
Mark center here. Then we'll mark center of this. She'll weld easier if you ground it. She'll weld better with the gas on. Get her side to side good. And front to back good. With our channel iron here in place, we're just gonna mark all around this unit. Get her ready for some welding. Before we put that in place, I'm gonna weld this here. We're gonna grind this out a notch here so that can go up there and sit flush. Because if we don't, then that's gonna hit our weld. Oh, I think she'll weld. Overall, she fits pretty good. We got a little gaposaurus over here, but don't worry about that. Now, we may not get a license plate on her again, but don't worry about that. Here's what you worry about. You worry about getting your Harbor Freight triple balled hooker on the back of this baby. Just slide her right into place. I got the old quick pin right here. There we go. I like that. In the future, if we need to move trailers or whatever, empty of course, you know, this thing be good for that. Boom, you got all your ball sizes. But also, we've been dragging crap around with this thing, and for that, of course, we got the hook. And we got 3 balls hanging off of it, so you can just wrap whatever you needed around that thing. I mean, damn, if you can't get a tow strap to hook to that, you're doing something wrong. Guarantee it. We ended right there. Now we're gonna get up underneath there. We're gonna get the back shocks on this, then we'll probably look at the front shocks. We're gonna use the old Sawzall for expedited removal. This one's making me work for it. Boy, and I mean work for it. Thought maybe we could yank on her and snap it, but not quite, so here we go, round 2. Whew! At this point, taking a couple nuts off don't seem so bad. Fresh battery motivated her. So, out with the old, Let's get ready to go in with the new. We probably could have considered maybe slapping an air shock on the back of this. I mean, when we do make that quick connect terrain, having air shocks probably wouldn't hurt none. I think after these, we're gonna look at the front shocks, and they don't exactly bolt in now, do they? Well, they used to till someone started doing some Pike County engineering around here. We're gonna get our bushing started here. Drop that bottom one right into place. Then we can press that straight down like that. Then you just let her go right up in there. Well, if everything in our life was that easy, we'd be in good shape. Done jinxed myself and got the damn ratchet and wrench stuck on there. Come on. Boy, now we got the shit diggers and the blue long stroke, long daddy travel suspension. That feels like quality. That feels stiffer than a mid-70s C10 hood hinge spring. Yeah, yep. Well, that front suspension makes good noises, don't it? She's stiff. Now these meaty tires got me wanting a meaty burrito, so I had to hit up the Taco Boy. All right, gotta get some fuel in me so we can tackle this front end. Boy, if that don't get you going, I don't know what does. We could definitely get a different style of shock and make this easier, but why would we want to do it the easy way? I think if we can find a way to come off the front of that control arm right there, we can make that work. So we need to be able to bolt this to something, but it can't just be a flat plate. It's got to have a gusset of some type. Or if we use flat plate, we got to gusset it, is what I'm trying to say. Well, we've already used C-channel all over this thing. Maybe we can make some C-channel work. Oh yeah, she just keeps getting even more redneck. This comes at an angle, so we'll kind of use our angle finder here and eagle eye it till we get this side kind of running straight. So now we know if we cut that at that angle, that'll kind of straighten this out. About like so. Use that speed square and clean up these ends. So we want to cut that whole piece off of there. Beautiful slice and dice angle cut. Let's take her for a quick little mock-up. Our angle don't look bad, so let's figure out in here. We want to stay as close to the A-arm as possible. Just kind of use our eagle eye there, and I'm gonna freehand us out a square we're gonna try cutting here. As you seen, I just got super picky. That'll work or it won't. We're gonna use the old plasma torch for this. I broke my damn terminators there, so that's all right. The one side will hold us on maybe. We better turn her up to kill mode for this thick stuff. Gotta strap these babies back on. There we go. Hell, I got frisky in there. I even decided to try to give her a couple bolt holes. Let's see how we did here. Maybe, just maybe. Oh, she looks pretty good, really. Quick little cleanup with our stepper. And boom, boom, 2 bolts will start. That's good enough, guys. It'll give us about 3/8 of an inch right there, and I think we'll just slice her right off. Round 2 corners and she's ready to go. Not getting picky, just using the old eagle eye right there. I didn't even draw us nothing. Now, would I want to put that on a show truck? Probably not, but for the half haul, you done seen the spacer we put in there, so this ain't no worse than that thing. with our good end squared up. We marked this out, and I'm thinking, right, because one's facing up, one's facing down, it should flip-flop it. It should be indexed correctly for the passenger side. We'll clean her up after she cools off. Now we'll tack that on. She kind of humps up right here at the center of this, so we're going to use that for a reference. We're going to come up about 3/8 of an inch. I'm going to set our front edge down even with there, and our back edge up even with there. We're paying attention to that so we can make the passenger side the same. Other than that, we're not getting too picky. So about right there will work. Dang, for being a quick speed bracket, she don't look too bad on there. If I'm being honest, I think C channel is gonna be our friend again. First we had to square that in, then you mark it out, clamp it up, spray her down, and cut that baby again. I'm gonna come back a 1/2 inch from that edge. We're gonna mark center here, which is 1.5 inches. Drill her out. Well, dang it. Usually the hole is big enough where that bushing right there can actually go into it. So we need a hole that big, but if we make that hole right there that big, we ain't gonna have much of a edge left over here. If you check her here, she's about a 19/32, but we'll take her to 5/8 for a little wiggle room. So we'll just eagle eye that, mark it out, and shoot, let's just hit her with the plasma. Little details like this is key, guys. If you don't pay attention to little details like that, then people won't take you serious. You want to get real fancy, rob the air right there from your old plasma cutter and get that carbide on and clean her up, make her just beautiful. See that? We'll take that. On our mount, we rounded our edges. On the outside, I beveled that. And then down there on the bottom side, I beveled it. Looks like I found some type of serial number there. Which reminds me, I found this yesterday and forgot to show y'all. Someone booger welded this on here and it says, not U-Haul property. There, maybe you can see her now. Maybe they put that on there where if they were unsure, you know, once they sold one, hey, look down there on the frame, what she say? So he says, not property of U-Haul, y'all leave me alone, okay? I own this baby outright. I ain't renting it. I don't know y'all diddly. I'll be damned if you back bill me $19.95 a day for the last 7.5 months. Anyhow, let's get her kind of mocked up into place and maybe tacked into place. I don't see anything wrong with that right there, guys. I'm gonna tack it. Boy, what in the custom shocks we got going on here? I kind of like how that looks. I'll take it for this old rig. And just like building our lift, this side went 10 times faster as that side cooled down. Boom. I just finished knocking out this side, no big deal. Now that side can cool down and we can slap this side together. G-U-D, man, them look good. At this point, we've done so much work, we could have straight axled the truck. Not really, guys. It'd be awesome to make this thing 4-wheel drive, but you're talking about a lot of work. For now, this gets us looking how we want to look. And as everyone knows, the vehicle's performance, that don't really count for nothing. It's how it looks. That's what matters. all this work, and all we've got done so far is shocks on it, and we've lifted the front 1.5 inches. I bought these for when we do our quick connect crane, which I don't know we're gonna be able to get to, but then I seen those, and yeah, I can kind of picture that. We bolt these on there, and then when you drive around, you can just listen to these clank everywhere. So we slap us a bolt right there, and maybe we'll take her towards the top. We'll use the eagle eye and kind of get her straight up and down-ish, and then mark that baby out. We'll definitely have to use a washer on the back up top, but hell, that's easy enough. We should be good to go. Now when we get stuck, we can hook onto those, just rip the bumper off the truck. Since we're up front, I want to look at doing a brush guard, because I've been blasting through bushes. I'll blast a bush, okay? Everything on this truck's pretty boxy, but I was thinking something curved would look good, and we may have pulled off something curved. That sway bar. I'm not saying we're gonna, you know, take a deer head on and protect our grill, but Dragonfly don't want to get in no head-on collision with me, okay? Plus that spring steel, so crap will just bounce right off of it. We're gonna weld that into there. Got this notched out. Now we're gonna clean this up and see if the old sway bar will weld. Oh, she'll weld. I marked us a 2-inch mark from the bottom of that on both sides. That way she's nice and even. And I also did a little wire wheeling because we'll probably slap some paint on this unit when we're done. We got some 1/2 inch little solid rod here, so we're gonna cut us a bunch of these. Cut a 6 here. I think that'll probably be about right. I'm gonna do my best to mark center here. So from our center mark, if I go 1 3/4 inches that away, and then 1 3/4 inches that away, that's a total gap of 3.5 inches. So from there, if I went another 3.5 inches, and then another 3.5 inches. No, I don't think that's quite enough. Let's try 2 1/4. That'll make our spacing 4.5 inches. So just throw some mark here every 4.5 inches. 1 2 3 4 5 6. We don't worry about marking the top, because as long as we get them square off of this, it should look good. Of course, we can use our magnet here, and that'll kind of hold it and square it. We made it. That looks like almost like a headboard for a bed or something. Now over here, I ain't mad at it. I think it looks pretty good. I did cut these a little short where we had a little end gap in play where it was easier to weld. To mount her, we're gonna keep it simple. Just weld us a couple tabs on the bumper. We just need 2 tabs. And this right here is some leftover from our Datsun build. So I think we're just gonna lop that off and lop that off. Someone used up all the 1/2 inch nuts building spring compressors, so that's good. We're pretty close to centered right there. 13 3/8. 13 3/8, that's money. Now I don't have nuts, but I got locking pliers, and we'll get that side. I tacked her on the inside where we can kind of tweak this forward now and hopefully not break her off. I know she don't have no front to back support there, but if and when we end up tweaking it and pushing it back, we'll just hook her to the tow roll and pull her back forward. Well, I don't know what in the super drip can we got going on there. What overspray, huh? Give her a couple love squirts too. I dug and dug until I found a couple nuts here. She's about ready for Jurassic Park. Guys, I got out here yesterday not feeling the greatest, kind of like I got hit by a truck. So I started by going and looking at the yard sale across the street, and we cleaned house over there. Had some running to do, and got swung by the Lowe's, and I picked up a lot of this angle iron, which was not cheap, by the way, guys, especially coming from a place like that. But putting this on here to protect your arm, that stuff in comparison is probably cheaper than an ER bill when you end up shredding your arm plumb open, not paying attention one day. I thought I had more rivets than I do, so I kind of had to space them out where we didn't run out, so they still need some. Now our back doors here, we got a little fence here, okay? I ain't scared around the corner. Yeah, that don't look too bad, and you may notice there's a new latch in town. So that worked out good down there. I'd still like to figure out something up here, but honestly, we don't have time for that, guys. Today's Saturday morning. Slick said he'd be here at 8 o'clock. I think it's already 7:30. And as you can see, this thing ain't even washed. And on top of that, Mr. Yearwood is supposed to be here to slap some stickers on this thing too. Now next week, we're gonna fix all the mechanical stuff wrong with it. But speaking of which, yesterday, I had to clean my drawers because I had something running down my leg. And that's because as I backed out of here, even though I've never had problems with the brakes before, they were super soft. It took pumping it. Luckily, I got the damn transmission up in first gear, and I got stopped before I went into the highway. Of course, I was turning. But yeah, it was a butt puckering moment, to say the least. Then I backed her back in here, and I guess we're leaking coolant now, which is cool. Then as I went to shut that door to go in, I looked over and noticed there's a little puddle up underneath here, and she was leaking gas. You know what? Just add it to the list. There we go. She cleaned up pretty good. Slick's here ready to work, so we ain't got time to play anymore. Hey, talk about the cheapest, fastest budget interior makeover we've ever done. This thing's pretty good. Look at her. There was actually enough money in there to take this thing to the car wash. Told y'all Slick's here to work. He ain't here to play no games. I'm dying. Oh, I still don't feel the greatest. Guys, I ain't gonna make you watch all that again. Could you imagine a whole sexy thing of Slick buffing that baby out? He's really good at that. I'm really not. I'm gonna let him do that. And I think I'm gonna grab some Scotch-Brite and start just a quick cleanup on the bed.
You can polish a turd.
Well, you damn right you can. Looky there, guys. A little bit different orange than the HAWL is for sure, because our wheels don't match the HAWL perfect, but they do match it better than that. She's a little peachy-ish. Well, I don't know what this aluminum had on her at one point, but she is not looking good. I think those are scratches of some sort, guys, but our corners anyhow like that, you can see she cleans up pretty good. Of course, Slick's getting this baby coated in some Look Right, because she's starting to look right, ain't she? Y'all thought I was playing. I went to get some donuts, coffee, and wax for Slick, and he's got this baby coated in Look Right. I done told you, she's brand new. You buffed her enough to color match her again. I don't think Slick's excited about my technique here. Oh! Oh, oh, oh. She's El Permanente.
Have you ever moved it?
Was it right there?
Yeah, I couldn't move it. I tried to get it to move.
I got a hammer.
There you go, it's moving. Perfect.
Oh, she's ready to roll now. See, Slick likes to coat stuff and Look Right. I like to coat stuff in That'll Work, because once it gets clean enough, that'll work. Don't worry about them craters right there. They'll buff out. Oh yeah, she's good. As he buffs them dents, I'm gonna do some paintless dent repair myself. Got our sides cleaned up right in time. Slick's using a little alcohol to get this hood ready, because old Mark from the Yearwood Design Works is here. She's about to get stickered up. Oh baby, she's just a damned old ranch truck, so we gave her a little ranch theme. Right there's the old HAWL logo. That thing matches them wheels perfect. It looks good, except he just realized, because we were maybe talking instead of working, we meant to put that on the back side. Now luckily I had him print 3 just because I wanted an extra one to put in the shop somewhere. So we got an extra one. We're gonna put it on the back panel because this side we got our gas tank. Well, I say gas tank, you know where the gas tank's at. But anyhow, yeah, they're supposed to go on the back. You warmed up now?
I'm ready.
Oh, now we messed up the peel reveal. Come on, there we go. Hey, it looks good back there too. Don't get my floppy hood all crooked. Hey, this one's pretty good compared to some of them.
That one was really thin. This one is pretty substantial.
Let Slick keep buffing on it and he'll thin her down a little more. Now, of course, I told Mark, let's slap one of those up there, right? Because I didn't learn my lesson about checking the other side. Y'all know that. So guess what? That fits up there on this side, but that'll work. One day I'll pull my head out. Today ain't the day. Your stickers look good, sir.
Thank you.
Me and Slick's gonna finish polishing on her, and then she only needs one thing. Well, there she is. The good news is, I really think it looks pretty awesome. I really, really like how this thing looks, guys. The stance is good. Them beefy tires is good. Who cares if our single stage is already fading, even though we waxed her, you know, or maybe missing a cap on the corner or whatever. She still needs a little, but damn it, she looks tough and she's ready to whack a bush. So that's the good news, that she looks tough anyhow. You know what rhymes with tough? Rough. And that's how she rides. And I think saying she rides rough is being nice about it, guys. This is terrible. If you've ever driven something with hydraulics, when it's at like full lift, that's what this feels like. I take that back. Hydraulics are probably smoother than what this thing is. Like when we hit that tree root, I think I'm gonna knock my teeth out here. Like, we can't drive this thing. Maybe if we smack all these hills, we'll get that front end to settle some. What do y'all think? Here comes a bump. Whoa. And it sounds like the front may rub a little. When I was turning and hitting bumps, it wasn't as bad, but this is not how you want to lift your stuff if you want any type of performance, guys. We know that. Honestly, the front suspension is so stiff on this thing that it's probably just gonna not let anything flex, and it'll help us do a one-wheeler pillar all the time, making sure we always get stuck, defeating the purpose of these tires. Woo! You know what? I'll take it. I don't even care. Keeping teeth are overrated, and she looks cool. But really, guys, I wanted to see how this thing kind of ended up looking before I really, you know, invested too much into it, and I like it. It'd be real cool in the future to actually make her four-wheel drive. But like I said, we've got water pump leaking now, fuel leaks, the brakes went soft, the clutch is already leaking and non-existent and everything else. So we've got a lot of mechanical to fix on her. I think we fix a little mechanical, we may have to take her for a chili cheese dog. What do y'all say? I say between this hat and this truck, you give me a big machete and I'd damn near look ready for a safari adventure. If you want to take an adventure, you can just adventure on over to puttinsfabshop.com. We got some half-haul stickers. Now, I was kind of on the fence if I was gonna do these as a t-shirt, but seeing that logo like that kind of motivated me. So we don't have no t-shirts yet, but if y'all are interested in them, just drop me some comments down below and that'll kind of show me if it's worth us getting some or whatever. I'm gonna tell you now, this truck ain't going anywhere anytime soon. She's gonna be part of the channel. Now, on the extra channel next week, this crane that I didn't have time to build this week, it'll probably be a video on the second channel. So if y'all want to see a crane get put into a receiver hitch, y'all be sure to check out Puddin's Fab Shop too. There we go. Get that half haul with that yeehaw. So I appreciate everyone watching. Appreciate everyone who's been going and checking out the second channel. We just did that compression video. But anyhow, I didn't get as much done as I wanted to get did, but that's just how it goes sometimes. So I'm on the Instagrammer. I'm on the Patreon. Don't forget. I still feel like death. I just forgot. I said don't forget and I forgot. Guys, we were in the heat at the football. Anyhow, sitting on your ass won't finish your project. I think my project's to hydrate. I think my body needs some hydration up in this situation, guys. Will you stare at the camera again and just be a smart ass about it?